Hey y'all, welcome back to Smiley Said It. On today's episode, I want to talk about the movie The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which came out in 2011, directed by none other than David Fincher. But really, I want to talk about our girl Lisbeth, how much of a badass she is, and how much her character really fucking made me want to become a private investigator. David has produced some of the best thrillers and dramas that I've seen in the past 2 decades. Let's give it up for David Fincher. Gone Girl, Zodiac, some of my favorite movies are directed by him. Rooney Mara plays Lisbeth, and none other than James Bond himself, Daniel Craig, who plays Michael, who is going to be working beside Lisbeth. I'm gonna give some spoilers away if you haven't seen the movie. Please go watch it. It's really good. So let's get into Lisbeth and how she had a fucked up storyline. Lisbeth is a ward of the state. She's grungy. She's wearing all black. She's bisexual, according to the fact that, in the movie, she's hooking up with a girl and then she's hooking up with Michael. Lisbeth is a computer hacker and a freelance investigator. She's a freelancer. She does it all. She knows how to check backgrounds. She can literally tell you everything about yourself. But the problem is she's broke. She's at the mercy of her social worker. I would call him that. Barely that. He's a gross man. We'll get to that later. The movie basically opens with Michael and his ex-wife, who he works with. Lisbeth is contacted because, well, she's the best, and she's partnered with Michael.
He's had a long-standing sexual relationship with his co-editor of the magazine. It wrecked his marriage, but not hers.
But along the way, they discover even more darker secrets. Thank goodness he had Lisbeth. Lisbeth saved Michael on so many fucking different occasions where I was like, boy, if you don't fucking give this girl a shit ton of money after this is over. Lisbeth doesn't have any family, so she's technically living on her own, but the girl eats ramen noodles for dinner, a small crappy apartment that's just for her. Society looks at her like she's disposable. You can tell that Lisbeth has experienced trauma, exploitation, SA, and all types of horrible things that were done to her, which makes her have trust issues. So when she was partnered with Michael, she let him know, hey, I've done my research on you. I know everything about you. Yeah, you can't lie to me. And I think her letting him know was her own protection of being like, hey, if you try some slick shit. Them first meeting each other, he showed up at her apartment when she had homegirl at her crib after they had a hookup overnight. He shows up with coffee and a pastry for breakfast, knocking at her apartment door. It's early in the morning, and the girl that she was sleeping with had to leave. So let's get to work.
I'm the guy you know better than my closest friends do. Why don't you put some clothes on? Get rid of your girlfriend. We need to talk.
She's looking at him strange as fuck, like, what the hell? Like, why are you here? And why are you here now?
What do you do?
Getting started. You can keep talking if you want.
Well, don't you need to look over these?
I got it.
Lisbeth has to report to a man named Nils, and she needed more money because she needed a laptop to do her job. He's like, no, you have a budget, a monthly budget, and I'm not going over it because what do I get out of it? Here's where the exploitation comes. He's like, well, I can raise your allowance, but you got to do something for me. What he does is exploits her and essays her. Coercion, authority of power over someone that relies on you for their living due to the state. Yeah, he should be arrested. Okay, not just fired, but arrested and worse. And he gets what he deserves at the end. Trust me, he does. This guy's going up and he snatches her bag, which has her laptop in it, goes down chasing him, which makes it seem like she's chasing a man and trying to rob him because of her look, her aesthetic. I'm so glad that we came so far now. People can wear whatever the hell they want to wear in 2006 without being judged as a thief or someone that may be problematic or troubling, or they have an alternative look. She finally grabs her bag, and I love how she's like screaming at him like, ah! Opens up her bag, opens up the laptop, and it's fucking broken. I would be pissed. It's like one thing after another. When you're already a ward of the state, whether you're in foster care or, you need help with your mental health, so you get a stipend, to have something stolen from you, it's like back to back. Like she just couldn't get a break. She goes to Niels and she's like, hey, need more money because I need a new laptop and I need to work. Can you give me that? He's like, what are you going to do for me? This scene, trigger warning, when he grabbed her from behind her neck, forced her down to, you can feel her trying to like wash like the disgust off of her. And she's like, okay, well, I guess I'll get him off and get my money. That way I can do what I need to do. He invites her over to his house. I wish she didn't fucking go over there, but she did. She's under the guise that it's going to be consensual, even though it's not, because again, what he's doing is illegal. They have an agreement agreement. What he decides to do instead, that wasn't enough for him. He wanted to take what was hers. You get what I'm saying? He wanted to rape her. He grabs a pair of handcuffs, cuffs it on her arm, and she's like, oh, hell no. She reaches back, and this is where it goes down, and sodomize her. She goes home, and she can barely walk. She's bleeding. When she was in the shower, you could tell she was in a lot of pain. And when he gave her that check, you can feel the doom. You can feel the actual despair. Her soul was fucking like snatched from her after what he did when she walked out of that apartment. That scene alone, I'm just like, damn, you're trying to save other girls while you're also a victim of abuse. It's just like fucking terrible. And I think that's what gives her the push to solve the missing girl, because she basically understands what it feels like to run away from problems, and the connection between her and Michael trying to solve this mystery of being in sync with each other. She didn't even tell Michael what happened to her, which was interesting. She still continued to show up and do her job. Lisbeth has her own like code of ethics, especially when it comes to violence against women. She's perfect for the job. She has no kids, she's not married, she's a single woman, she's intelligent, and she has the time, and she needs a distraction. Her trying to solve this case was a great distraction for her from her actual life. It gave her purpose outside of her doing like small crimes like hacking and shit like that, but it actually put her crimes, her small little crimes, to use for a better good. The good thing is she got payback.
Waiting on you at the door.
Oh, yes, she did. She told Niels, oh, let's do it again. He invites her back over again. He says something along the lines of, oh, so you like what we did last time? Bitch, no. You got something coming for your ass. Literally. You got something coming for your ass. She puts handcuffs on him. She takes out her tattoo equipment. This is my girl. And she repeats what he said to her when he was assaulting her. She used the same words against him. And then she threatened him. And so she wrote in big letters across his big ass stomach. And then she sodomizes him. Oh yeah, she got that booty hole ripped open and then kicked the actual object into his butt.
Good night, bye-bye, good night.
So he can't walk, and he won't be able to walk for a while. And she blackmailed him. She said, you're gonna keep giving me money, and if you don't, I will send this video of you assaulting me all over the place into the police. She had that man's tail between his fucking legs by the time she got done with him. And I loved it. Oh, I loved it. She said, this is for all my girls out there that fucking got payback against a fucking system that fucked her, and she fucked it back. Literally. And when she bumped into him on the elevator, and she demanded him to look at her.
How's your sex life? I didn't care much for your last report. It felt perfunctory, like your heart wasn't in it. Don't speak. I don't want to hear your voice. Just nod. Start looking for a shrink you can bribe to swear under oath he can find absolutely nothing wrong with me. And stop visiting tattoo removal websites, or I'll do it again. Right here.
Oh, I loved it. From the power structure that he had in the beginning of the movie to the point where he couldn't even look her in the face. He was so terrified of her. More women need to do that. Not on no, I spit on your grave type of stuff. A little payback don't hurt anybody. Because if you're blackmailing someone that have done you harm and they are in a higher position, or regardless in a higher position or not, but you can hold that information against them, where if anything happens to me, it will immediately be sent out. That I love. So Michael and Lisbeth eventually gets close, and they ended up sleeping with each other, which I thought was pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. But Michael ain't shit, and I'm gonna tell you why he ain't shit. He ain't shit because he broke my girl's heart after she had his back during the entire time and saved him. Can I go kill him? And he was like, yeah.
May I kill him?
Yeah, go ahead. And she rode that motorcycle and watched him crash and die in flames. I was like, look at this bad bitch. Look at this bad bitch.
I love good news. Love good news. I just love good news.
I wanted to be her. I still do. Get paid to solve crime. Putting yourself in a victim's shoes, that way you can speak for them, like speaking for the dead or speak for the missing person, I think is so rewarding. And I think Lisbeth got that out of it. When Michael was strung up on that fucking concoction in the basement, when he was all... about to get his entire peen snipped off and all that, and she came from behind and hit homeboy, and his whole mouth was all distorted. I was like, oof. At the end of the movie, Elizabeth buys Michael a leather jacket, a motorcycle leather jacket, a very expensive one, by the way.
It's nice.
Your father?
A friend?
Must be a very good friend.
She's on a motorcycle and she stops and she sees him kissing and cuddling up with his ex-wife. And I felt so bad for her in that moment. You went out of your way to buy him a very special gift and he's over here still messing around with his ex-wife. So she threw the jacket in the trash, which I don't fucking know why. Because girl, why the fuck would you do that?
Bitch, you better be joking.
I would have taken that jacket back to the store and got my money back. But for the movie's sake, I get why she threw it in the dumpster and drove off. But I will say, she walked away knowing herself a little bit more. She was devastated. I feel like she's one of those people where when you let someone in, they know that you've been through some shit and they do the exact same thing or they hurt you. Yeah, you're going to be closed off. You're going to be closed off for a while. You're not going to want to get to know people. You're not going to want to date. Went about her way. She's a badass. She don't need no fucking man anyway. When she put that blonde wig on, bitch, that was a nasty blonde wig. When she went undercover and tried to move bank accounts, oh, I was like, bitch. Shout out to Lisbeth. I'm sorry all that shit happened, but at least you got your payback. At least you got your lick back.
Get your lick back.
This movie is so fucking good. It's so well written. And yeah, she's a bad bitch. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace, love, and happiness.